How do you take this vision all over the country, as you know better than most that you have to do? Now, it's coming down in my mind to resources are available to newer parties like yours, as opposed to the older parties that arguably, have phenomenal, resources, because they say politics costs money. So just looking at that in there, what will you say? Because it's in a modern day and age, the internet can reach far and wide, but it is thought that not all the people that you need to reach might be well connected. That is to the internet. How are you going to get around that problem, if indeed you consider it a problem, that of money to have the long reach that I imagine political parties and their candidates need?
Okay, that's not a problem for us. Money thrives in a climate where there's no vision. Okay, so these people spend a lot of money because they need to incentivize voters, because they don't have any vision that these people can run with, okay? But we have a vision, and our structure is the people, is the Nigerians who are going to run with the vision. So we have no worry, They are going to take this vision one man at a time, one person to the next person, okay? And that's what is going to translate down the line. So we believe that, if you have a vision that people buy into, people will sell that vision. And I'm seeing that happen already. I'm seeing the feedback, I'm watching how people are reacting to my emergence, and the party is upbeat because people are coming in droves every day, okay? So it's about the vision. Give people a vision that they know will work for them, that protects them, that ensures that they will thrive, that promotes our common prosperity as a people. People will run with that vision, okay? So where there's no vision, you have to use money to tell people, do what I want you to do. But if I have a vision that works for you, it's in your best interest to promote that vision, and that's what we're seeing happen. I'm not worried about money, the role money will play in this race whatsoever. Money plays a role because typically in successive elections, in past elections, the rural areas, they take money to these people. 9 to 10 million of those people are the ones who determine who our president is going to be, right? But in this election, we are energizing those in the urban areas, in the city centers, to vote, okay? Those are the people who will hear a vision, who will believe and buy into that vision, and they will run with that vision. These people are about to determine the course of Nigeria. It's happening, we're seeing it. We might not believe it, some of us will doubt it, but next year, Nigerians, the world, were in for a surprise, a big surprise. I'm not worried at all.
Would you tell me, please, what your thoughts are on one of the things that is on the mind of every Nigerian? I'm talking here about security. Going back to where we used to be in this country, where people, could move around with confidence. You need to go to parties, you need to go to the clubs, whatever. In short, there was no fear, where most people have to be back at home at 7 p.m., if that is not even a bit late. And it's a lot worse in some other areas of the country. So what would be your thoughts on how to address the security situation plaguing Nigeria now?
Okay, that's a sector I play in. There are multifaceted reasons why we have a failure, the massive failure we have in our security architecture. One of the main reasons in the last 7 years is the body language of the leadership of Nigeria. Okay, it's a body language that suggested that we don't care, protect these people. Okay, and so we watch where people just waltz into our country. They desecrate our land, kill our men and women, take over our lands, And when those people kill, their bullets don't distinguish between Muslim and Christian, between woman and man. They just kill at random. They don't have common values with us. They hate us, okay? So we let these people waltz into the country. But a President Dumebi will defend our borders, okay? I'll avenge the life of every Nigerian man, woman, and child. I will take on these people. My generals in the field will know that, you know, they have a CNC who is leading from the front. You cannot be in doubt about what I mean. When I give an instruction, when I give a command, I won't repeat commands multiple times, and each time something happens, say, I'm saying this. No. My commanders will know they are going to secure our borders. They will know that our roads need to be safe. They will know that our citizens need to be protected. We need to bring on board more people. Where we are plagued, Nigeria is at war on multiple fronts. We will arm every willing and able man, woman, and child to protect their lives and their property. We cannot afford to lose this war. We've let this rubbish go on for too long, and it won't continue under my watch. This cannot continue. They will know that Nigeria is a country for Nigerians. If you want to be in Nigeria, you will live peaceably in Nigeria. We are going to defend our land, okay? This won't continue under my watch. And economic failure is also a contributing factor to insecurity. So we need to boost our economy. Our economy needs to start working. When people are jobless, when people are hopeless, when people just stay every day and have absolutely nothing to do, they will do anything to survive. We see that happening every day, right? And we don't care for this. We don't care for the poor. We don't care for the weak. So sometimes out of desperation, people do anything. I've had people come and steal in some of my project sites, right? And you see them and, why do you do this? I just needed to survive. And they'll do it the next day because they just need to survive. So we need to start caring about these people. We need to start making sure that Nigeria works for everyone so that some of these people who do this out of desperation will not do it anymore.
And, well, your thoughts about corruption, which is another form of insecurity. I think you touched on it briefly there. Maybe it's also linked to job creation, which I'm sure you would have thought about. So corruption, the war against corruption, and indeed the other important one of job creation.
Corruption is a word we use loosely in Nigeria. We like to say corruption, but our very institutions, our very nation, who we are as a people, is corrupt. So we are a nation of sinners in search of a saint. But who we are, everything about us is corrupt, and we need to start identifying that. A nation that pays about 30,000 naira as minimum wage, you expect that people will not be corrupt. A nation that the constitution itself is corrupt, you expect that people will not be corrupt. A nation that allows subjective approach to processes that individuals have powers that they should not have, you expect that there will be no corruption. We have to tackle this holistically. What we keep on saying, we believe that, oh, as long as we have this mantra, corruption, that corruption will go. Corruption will not go. As long as you keep on paying the police average minimum wage of 30,000 naira, they will be corrupt. They need to pay school fees. They need to pay house rent. They need to pay light bills. Okay? As long as you keep on paying people paltry sums for hard work, people will continue to be corrupt. So we need to look at all these things in a holistic manner, and so we now redefine what we call corruption in Nigeria. But I don't buy into this approach of tarring and just saying, oh, this corruption loosely, when everything we do as a nation contributes or lends itself to corruption. No. I mean, we have the people in government office, people in offices who steal humongous sums of money. But do you know why they steal? Because they don't believe in the very system or the nation Nigeria. They believe the nation is about to fail. So they're trying to protect themselves for a lifetime, okay? Because they do nothing to protect or make this system work. So they believe that if I have billions of naira, I can protect and insulate myself from the shocks, from the failure out there in the larger society. That's why you have the monumental corruption you're seeing in society.
Now, would you like to touch very briefly on the issue of jobs creation as well?
Okay, and in terms of job creation, right, you have to have a mindset that understands that, first of all, jobs are a right, okay? We have a government that continues to think that, oh, you know what, as long as we have oil and gas, we have huge mineral resources, we shouldn't invest in the people. I live in America, I've lived in America, I've lived in other climes, and your first understanding of what a government does is that it makes sure that everyone thrives. The 50 million people who are unemployed today, imagine if they were working, if they had good paying jobs, and imagine if each person was paying 5,000 naira as taxes every month. Do you know what that will do to the coffers of government? The job of government is to create jobs. You need to create an enabling environment for jobs. We keep on talking about agriculture all the time, and I get tired of hearing government saying, oh, agriculture, we need to diversify. But government does not even begin to know what agriculture is. We are still talking about subsistence farming here in Nigeria, whereas the world has moved into agripreneurship. Agripreneurship provides you this pride of knowing that you are in a business. It doesn't make you feel like you are a poor man doing anything to survive. Do you understand? But government has to put in place the structures, okay, farm to fork, right? Put in place the value chain that enables our farmers to thrive, to make more money from their hard work. Government does not understand that. Some years ago, I developed what we call CLAP, okay, that took agriculture back to the basics. All the time we have multilateral institutions come to Nigeria and develop an agricultural program that starts from top to bottom, from the federal government down to local governments. But you need to know agriculture has to start from the roots, which is the villages, the local governments. And we developed a system where we understood everything at the local governments and take it up the value chain to the fork, to the tables, to the homes, right? And this government that was boasting so much about agriculture, the contract was awarded, we started the process, and they pulled out. For every boast they made, for everything they said that they wanted to do about agriculture, we had a program that all well-meaning institutions all over the world came and endorsed that this will bring about agricultural revolution in Nigeria. This didn't happen. We need to start having agri-parks, at least in every senatorial district. We need to start ensuring that if you bring people will hold certain positions, because, again, our youth needs to understand that agriculture is a thing of pride. So when you see people you look up to that they are farming, that they own farms, it's going to make you feel like nothing wrong with farming. We see farming as something that just poor people do, and that's wrong. Richest people in Western world are people who farm.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Kachikwu. Thank you very much. I beg your pardon for interrupting you, but we did run out of time. But I want to thank you very much for making time for us this morning, so that Nigerians could, see you, hear from you, and hear about your party. Mr. Dumebi Kachikwu, presidential candidate of ADC. Thanks once again.
Thank you for having me.